The U.S. Coast Guard released a full report Sunday on the sinking of the cargo ship El Faro on the second anniversary of the abrupt end of its voyage from Mayport to Puerto Rico, resulting in the ship on the ocean floor and 33 crew members dead. The report identifies the factors that led to the deaths and includes recommendations to the Commandant of the Coast Guard to ensure safety in the future. The most important thing to remember is that 33 people lost their lives in this tragedy, said Captain Jason Neubauer, the chairman of the Coast Guard's El Faro Marine Board of Investigation. If adopted, we believe the safety recommendations in our report will improve safety of life at sea. Hurricane Joaquin was churning in the Atlantic Ocean as the mariners moved south toward their destination in San Juan, Puerto Rico in 2015. After a massive search for any potential survivors, the ship was found 3 miles below the surface near the Bahamas. Investigators were able to retrieve an audio recording device, but no crew members were ever recovered. The release of the report Sunday comes after a series of hearings where details of the voyage and the events leading up to the nearly 800-foot vessel plunging below the waves. At the hearings it was revealed that the El Faro lost propulsion and was taking on water when the captain ordered the crew to abandon ship just minutes before the audio recording device stopped working. U.S. Coast Guard Captain Todd Coggeshall led the Coast Guard search and rescue mission, and during the hearings he said the only way the crew might have been able to survive would have been in enclosed lifeboats, which the El Faro did not have. He said with the severity of the storm, the crew would have had a better chance of survival if they remained on the ship. One unidentifiable body was located in a life suit during the search, but the body was never recovered because a tracking device failed. The testimony revealed the ship's owner, Tote Service Incorporated, were not tracking the storm as the ship stared straight into it. Some of the last communications with the ship's captain revealed the captain planned to shoot under the storm. The Coast Guard's report included a series of events that led to the ship sinking and the deaths of all 33 crew members. The first event was the fact that the ship sailed too close to the hurricane. Then it experienced a list, or tilt, to the right as well as intermittent flooding. With the ship listing to the right, it then experienced a reduction in propulsion. The list switched from the right side to the left and then the El Faro lost propulsion completely, according to the Coast Guard. The ship sank as the intensity of the storm continued to get worse and all 33 crew members went missing. They are now all presumed to be dead. The report included several issues with Tote and listed safety recommendations as well as enforcement recommendations. The report said Tote didn't ensure the safety of marine operation, failed to provide shoreside nautical operations supporting its vessels and didn't identify heavy weather as a risk in the safety management system. The report also found the Coast Guard had not exercised its flag state authority to require identification of specific risks. The report included the ship's captain, Michael Davidson, with Tote on some of the issues during the incident. Tote and Davidson did not do a proper job of identifying the heavy weather when making the plan for the voyage before departure. The report found Tote didn't provide the crew with the support and oversight they needed during the voyage or the tools and protocols for accurate weather observations. The Coast Guard determined the ship had several structural and operational issues, and said Tote, Davidson and the ship's officers weren't aware of the vulnerabilities. The report also identified the effects of anxiety, fatigue and vessel motion due to the weather as a key factor that impacted the crew's decision-making and performance during the voyage. The Coast Guard recommended a civil penalty action against Tote for failing to comply with work/rest requirements for crew members on multiple dates leading up to the accident, failing to comply with emergency procedures for special personnel, failing to notify the Coast Guard or the American Bureau of Shipping of repairs to primary life-saving appliances and failing to notify the same authorities about repairs to the main propulsion boiler superheating piping. The report filed Sunday morning is 199 pages and includes details of all the Coast Guard's findings. Check Jacksonville.com for updates as this story develops throughout the day. Marine Board's reports steamship El Faro sinking and loss of the vessel with 33 persons missing and presumed deceased on October 1, 2015,